I imagine though, the time that you've been in this position has been an interesting time to be in any industry, but we've had a lot of changes to be able to make business work during the pandemic. And, starting from digital, remote notarization, we've been doing DocuSign and all these other types of digital signature platforms. But, how do you see the industry changing to go more digital as time goes on? Because we kind of thought the pandemic was over several months ago, and it's not. But even so, I think just being able to do things digitally makes it so much easier. How do you ensure safety for the public, that no one's being scammed, while also making it 21st century ready?
That's a great question, because we're constantly looking at that, and I think, as the regulator, sometimes you're a little bit behind the innovations of the profession, right? So you don't know how to regulate if something doesn't exist. And so you have to put it into existence then to figure out how you can properly regulate it and protect the public in the process. So, the digital signatures, I imagine, and there's already things out there and where people are taking virtual tours of a property and making sure that, that's actually the property that they're looking at. There's things like that we are going to have to continuously keep our eye on as technology is just full speed ahead. And, one of the things that we always keep our eye on two things, right? When we're creating legislation or laws and rules around this profession. And first and foremost, it's protecting the public. Secondly, we want to allow for the industry to thrive, right? So we don't want to interfere with business practices, but in doing so, we have to make sure the business practices are in such a way that we can protect the public, right? And so there's this fine line, and I've quickly learned here that things that may seem like, yes, we should do that, that's good to do, may down the road have a hindrance on, how people can practice in the state. One of the things we always want to keep our eye on is making sure we have a strong economy, because that's what's going to bring people to Illinois. That's what's going to make our state thrive. And so being able to be open to new business ideas and innovations is a lens that I constantly have to look through when we're looking to modernize our acts or improve our acts. One of the things that I'm proud of is that we are the first state in the United States to recognize the virtual office concept.
Yeah.
And so when we did that, when we added that to the act in 2019, when we were doing the rewrite, that's happening. That's going on now. And so we wanted to be able to say, hey, we welcome the business. You can come to Illinois and be a virtual office, and you don't have to have a bricks and mortar location. And you mentioned the pandemic and how that's just kind of, changed things. I don't think we're going back to that. I think more and more people are going to be looking at more virtual concepts. And so that's going to have an impact.